Our final presentation tonight, Anthony's been sitting there stressing all night. I like these guys, VIMOC. Big idea, so we're going to close with a really big idea. I think you guys will get a lot of value out of it, the guys who haven't seen these guys before. Tarek and Anthony are working on some great stuff, so big hand for Anthony.
Thanks, guys. All right, so data centers are growing rapidly. So this growth is driven by all of the information that we're voluntarily adding to the internet. So all the photos we're taking, all of the Facebook posts, all of that information, it's all going up into the cloud. The cloud at the moment can't handle this. All the data requires more computing power, which is quite expensive. Not only is it expensive, it's actually using a lot of energy. And these layers of software required to process this data lead us vulnerable to security issues. Moore's law describes the exponential growth of the semiconductor industry. That has been driven by transistors getting smaller. We're at the point now where we can't sustain this unless we change the architecture of the processors. However, the current approach involves applying mobile phone processors and putting them in the cloud, so they're smaller and they use less power, but we need more of them. It's not really solving the problem. So this is where they solve power and space, but they don't allow a scalable solution. And we still have issues of on-chip power and heat dissipation, poor computational efficiency, and Moore's law is not able to be sustained, and that has huge implications. VIMOC Technologies, we're designing a cognitive computing processor inspired from nature. And this is going to have self-repair and power management mechanisms. We call it the NeuroCell or N-cell technology. So basically it means that up in the cloud, it's going to operate more like a brain, which is how a lot of the software algorithms are operating for companies like Google and Facebook and even Spotify with recommendation engines, data mining, and all sorts of other smart stuff. So basically, our architecture will enable Moore's law to continue because it's a scalable technology. Now, in order to get a foothold in this industry, we need to start by a realistic product. So we're working on server boards, which are based on the N-cell server-on-chip technology. So this is a product that we can produce and test our technology. We're designing it here in Newcastle, and we're going to introduce an open source platform. So we're looking for developers to actually develop apps. N-cell transform is a particular feature which allows programmers to use existing techniques and only annotate when they need to do really interesting things. So the Internet of Things, it's the idea that interconnectivity exists between the physical objects and the virtual objects in the real world. Now, what we want to do is turn Derby Street into a pilot study for the Internet of Things. So we want to line Derby Street with all sorts of crazy sensors. And what you'll see on the next slide, we'll show you some of the sensors that we're going to include, like infrared sensors that detect foot traffic, in-store sensors that detect the movements of the customers, a smartphone app, and also external things like hashtags, photos, tweets, or even weather information. So as a customer, when you walk into a store and you have the app turned on, you might receive a message offering you a personalized offer for a limited time, perhaps 1 hour or so. That's based on the predictions of what you might want to buy and your past behavior. So from a business owner, you can correlate information from foot traffic with the conversion to in-store traffic and then sales. And also learn about the behavior of your customers. Here's where it gets kind of freaky. We can introduce predictive analytics on top of this so we can actually predict what might happen and allow the business owner to plan when it comes to staffing and even what kind of stock that they want to purchase. It also opens the environment for business owners to actually collaborate here on the street. So we might have a clothing store that likes a particular coffee shop and they organize a deal where somebody from a customer from a clothing store buys something and actually gets a free coffee or something like that. So we're collecting a lot of interesting information. From our perspective, it's great because it gives us data to work with. But it actually means that a lot of other stakeholders will be interested. And that includes not only the business owners on the street, but also external businesses. For example, real estate agents. They want to know the value of a physical location. So, and that also includes town planning and things like that. But it looks like I'm running out of time. So that's our contact information. Please email us if you are interested.
Well, guys, a quick wrap-up. Firstly, thanks for everybody attending. I think we're all, as a group, that's the Lunatics and certainly Slingshot, all about changing Newcastle from the ground up, and I thank you for joining us on this journey. I honestly believe, particularly in the last couple of years, I've seen amazing things happening in Newcastle. Still a long way to go. but I think, I think there's a lot of great entrepreneurs, talent, doing some great stuff in Newcastle. So thanks very much. Now, just a shameless plug. There's a couple of upcoming Slingshot events and events we're supporting. The PwC Open Innovation event at Newcastle Uni on the 27th and 28th is really a startup weekend that's combining startups with industry. Some of those industries include NIB, the Greater Hunter Valley Cold Chain, and that's happening at Newcastle University. I'd really like you all to come, even if you're an observer. I think you get a lot out of the weekend. And also our demo day, where our final 8 Slingshot startups do their final presentations on the 13th of August at the BMW dealership in Newcastle West. Everybody that comes gets a free car.
Oh, yes. I just thought this would give us
so just maybe a final wrap-up for Gordon about maybe some next Lunatics events. But thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. And when Gordon finishes, hopefully a big round of applause for all the brave presenters tonight. I really enjoyed it. Thanks, guys.
Right. Thanks. First of all, I just want to say thanks for Slingshot and Trent and Craig Lambert's in the audience somewhere. I can't see him from here, for setting up Slingshot. It's very exciting. I liked today's format. Trent came over and said, hey, we want to do this thing called RipItUp, and I think it's been great. I think it's going to be an annual thing at least, and I hope you people out there are going to start thinking about what you can do up the front. Anyway, from a Lunatics point of view, I want to thank all the presenters tonight. That was great, and I've been up here. I felt the pressure and the mind go blank a few times. I also want to thank, again, our sponsors. The guys at the back, Be Live, they've done a very good job with the streaming. Beyond Light and Sound, Delaney Hotel, and anyone else who forgot, and also Newcastle Now. I've got to go back and ask for some more money next week, so they're going to get pushing that. I also like the people that helped with this, the people from the team from Slingshot, especially Vanessa, who texts me every 5 minutes for the last 2 weeks. She doesn't understand the Lunatics, a little bit laid back. Chief technology person over there, David, I think, yeah, the one who looks like Osama bin Laden. Simone at the date, she's over there. Stick your hand up, yeah. And all the Chris and Thomas, wherever they're around, I think they did something today, I can't remember. And everyone who's come along. Our next event's in August. We're not allowed to announce it yet. Hopefully we got someone from some big company. We're just finalising the date. It'll be on the 25th of August, I hope. And then just again a plug for the New Awards. All those people who are developing stuff and creating contact. New Awards, go to the Lunatic Society. Put your entry in and you'll hopefully get one of our awards. So again, thanks for coming. It's been fantastic. Thanks for Slingshot. So give everyone a round of applause. Thank you.